And have a look behind me there. That is Sagrada Familia, and it is quite magnificent. Let me set this up properly. So thank you for those of you who have been waiting and joined us. Yeah, I went over there and had a look yesterday. Ridiculous thing is that you can't pay with cash to go in. You have to pay with credit card. I've had this problem before with this light, but we're just gonna have to wear it, sorry guys. What topics were up to discussion? The crash. Let's start with the crash last Sunday. It was obviously unexpected. I was about 150 meters up the hill after turn one, and they came past me, as they do, at pretty quick speed. And I realized that two cars, well at least one car, it all happened so quickly, was very close to me. Now, they're not normally that close. So I figure, right, well there's something going on here. And then I turn away, because once all the cars go past, you have to turn away because there's this debris that comes raining down on you, bits of stuff in the air and dirt and crap. And yeah, so you turn away, and then I'm looking up the hill and I see the yellow flags and go, took me a second to work out what was going on. Okay, Marshall comes racing past me, and I figure, right, I better get my ass up here. I didn't hear any bang, right, because the noise of the cars drowned most of that out. Well, it wasn't evident to me. And when I get probably, because there was a corner, and I round that corner, I'm looking for a photographic hole to have a look through, and I just see all of this debris across the track. I'm thinking, right, where's the cars? Has any car stopped? So I take photos of the panel damage to the Armco fence, and I've just got butler service here. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Cheers. Then I go a little bit further up and I see a marshal laying on the ground. Well, initially I saw a whole lot of people standing around somebody who was obviously on the ground. And I didn't realize at the time that there were two doctors there, because there are doctors all over the track and they wear the green uniforms. I take some shots from a distance, respectable distance. You can't see the person on the ground, and then I had to walk past, obviously, to go further up. And I walked past, there was no blood. The person on the ground was moving and talking and was holding his head. Turns out he was an Italian photographer. Fucking hell. Well, they're hilarious. That's not a straw, that's a chopsticks. Oh, they're funny bastards. I go past, and then I see the safety car on the road, and Checo's standing next to it, hulks out of it. So I take some photos of a car being hoisted. I think that was one of the Haas cars. And then I see Checo appear in the Marshall window, wanting to come back onto our side, off the track. That's a bit unusual. Why didn't he get into the van? Well, at least the red safety car, or the medical car. A few minutes later, he ended up walking back past us down the hill to the medical centre, I imagine. So it was a pretty full-on number of minutes. And then, of course, the crews arrived to fix up all that mess. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often, and when it does, there's a lot to document. Yeah, that's the right drink. Thank you, Aras. Hey, seen the R1 in Monaco? Did you see it or use it? Yeah, I saw it. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, and that should be all of you, you would have seen my post. And I had a chat with someone who said, somebody alerted me on social media. Oh, hello, thank you very much to Dr. Borodine Hunsdiker. Is that how we pronounce your name? Thank you for that. Is that Indian rupee? Anyway, thank you very much. If you want me to see your message, make sure you super chat me, then I can't miss it. But lots of comments here. What about 326 people? I will miss a lot of comments, especially in the early stage when I'm talking and not reading your comments. Now I've got to go back to your comments because I've lost my train of thought. I will be in Montreal, yes. Kim, isn't the F1 circus tiring? No. Well, it will be for the last 7 weeks of the year when we have 6 races. That'll be terrible. I'm sorry about this reflection, because I can't move this light because there's nowhere to put it. I have no stand, so yeah, if I could run it around further here or over there. But at the moment I'm here in Barcelona, in what is a beautiful, beautiful apartment, and you'll see that in my YouTube video tomorrow. And it is a great video because I fly private, first time, from Nice to Barcelona, and I take you with me every step of the way. Do I think the R1, oh yes, the R1. So this is a brand new camera for those not in the know, and it is the flagship camera for Canon. And somebody said, go and have a look at this guy, he's using one. And I happened to see this fellow, I know him well, and he's walked past me and I've had a look, and I said, hey, have you got an R1? And he sort of very gingerly moved it away, and he didn't answer me, and he kept walking. But I did take a photo later on, and then somebody in the know said, here, look, 3 things. There's a lock on the latch that covers up where the memory cards go. There's a little blue dot there, and there was one other thing. Oh, there was a strap, metal strap thing where you can tie your straps around it. So that confirmed that it was the R1. And I can tell you that he told me that, by the way, these guys are signing non-disclosure agreements, and he didn't tell me this, somebody else told me that the autofocus is epic. Now already the autofocus on the R3, which is the camera that I use, is stunning. So I think it'll be a step up. Big files, I think they're 100 megapixel files, but that's great. If I want to do big blow-ups, I now have the opportunity. I don't have to go and get a medium format camera. What do I think about penalty points for K-Mag? He didn't get any penalty points last race, and I understand he's, only 1 infringement off having to sit out a race, and that would mean Ollie Behrman would jump in, I imagine. The loom. What was loom? I've forgotten what that was. Someone remind me, please. Loom. When are we getting a Leclerc signed Monaco print? Nothing confirmed yet. Trust me, when everything's set to go, you'll find out about it. How did I get into what I did now? Oh, well, I applied through the FIA in 2017 to photograph the sport. Went through their website, sent them a little proposal about what I thought. Oh, hang on. Tonya, can you bring out my microphone, please? The little fluffy mic, it's on the bench. I've got a better microphone. Thank you. It's coming out now. Hopefully it doesn't bugger up the audio and the feed, but let's have a crack at it, because you'll notice the difference. Thank you. Let's have a go here. Let's put this in there. Just bear with me, guys. Right. Now, has that... Yeah, but no, better. It should be better now. And sound is very important when doing video. Hopefully it hasn't buggered things up. Yeah, next up we're off to Canada and flying from Barcelona. Jace is coming with me, and Jace took some great pictures of that crash from atop the Imola building, which was fantastic, because I got no pictures. That was well past me, that crash with Perez. As I mentioned earlier on, I didn't even know it happened until I saw a marshal and a yellow flag. And this is not sangria, by the way. Hello, Mexico. I'm looking forward to getting back to Polanco later in the year. And now, let's talk about the other crash in Monaco, and that was the crash of the boat into the jetty. Now, when I do my videos, I record segments on an R5 camera, and I upload them to my editor. And there might be, well, that video is only short, so there might have been 10 different files I uploaded. One of them had no audio. And I was in such a hurry to get the video up, the editor I saw I was fine with and said yes. And then all the time I'm getting these comments, so you didn't explain how it happened. I'm thinking, yes, I did. Of course I did. I remember saying it. That was the file that didn't come through. So my editor didn't tell me that there was a file with no audio, and even then I would have struggled to work. No, I probably would have worked out what it didn't contain. So let me tell you what happened and why that boat ended up on the jetty. There was a water taxi. There was a guy operating the water taxi. He's bumped the throttle with his hand or elbow. It's thrown him off the back of the boat into the water. The boat is then taken off It's glanced a Mercedes team boat and then done a savage left-hander and ended up on the jetty with the propeller still spinning. And I went to when I first got word of that early the next morning, somebody sent me a note saying, did you see the boat crash? Were you any of that? And I think, boat crash? And then it must have been served up to me on social media. And it's resulted in me saying to one of the girls at the media centre, who's one of the locals, do you know anything about this crash? She said, yes, I saw it. I said, get out, what did you see? Well, I saw this, and she explained it to me, and I said, where was it? And she pointed it out on the map. Loon. Yeah, what's Loon, Jonas? Oh, what was that? Have I lost this? Oh, bugger. Where's that gone? I've lost my thing. Must be stuck up in here somewhere. She pointed it out. I went down there, and I found the boat because I had a screenshot of a boat that was next to me, next to them, and I saw this guy sitting up on the deck of one of the luxury yachts. And I said, excuse me, have you got a second? And he came down, and I said, oh, look, I'm a photographer, and I also do YouTube videos. Yeah, I know you. Oh, I'm Logan's dad. Logan Sargent's dad, yeah, Dan. So we had a quick chat. He's a lovely man. And I said, do you want to come on my video and have a chat? He said, no, but the captain will. So we went and got the captain, and he told us the whole story, certainly what he saw, and he confirmed. Loon is a duck in Canada. Now, what was the loon thing? Oh, there's a lot going on in life at the moment. But it was pretty amazing to get a number of people to tell me what had happened. And I don't know whether you've seen, but that video's had 5.2 million views on TikTok and probably 900,000 on Reels. He did a video on the boat. Logan is the go. Logan's a lovely fella. Will you post some pics from the Sagrada? No, I don't know. Maybe I will. The thing is, Loon is the big yacht. Oh, yes, of course. I went on board because the cat... Oh, hello, there's a super chat here. Kim, airline alliances like SkyTeam, do you find certain airlines' loyalty programs are better, like Air France instead of Delta? Let me come back to that because that'll be there for a second. But yeah, the captain of that boat said, if you want to come on board and have a look, we'd more than welcome you. And Jay said, you got to go and do this. Because first of all, I thought, where's his boat? And it's on this jetty. I thought, well, that's only small boats. But no, I got the wrong jetty. And I went on board and we had a quick chat. And I think he's got a bit of me coming up on his video as well. But yeah, it was interesting. And he did have a great position. It was a great boat. In fact, it was right up there on the top 10 boats in that harbour. Just Coca-Cola tonight. Now let's go to certain loyalty schemes as asked by my super chatter here. Gustav. Well, I'm a Qantas frequent flyer and I'm a platinum member, but I also have Singapore Airlines and I'm flying a lot of Singapore Airlines and Star Alliance this year, so I'll up my standing with them. But those are the two main ones. I don't worry about Air France or Delta being in their programs. Although Qatar, I have joined Qatar's program, and coming up later this year, I'm doing a collaboration with them. And as such, I imagine, certainly I'm hoping this is the case, that they will give me unprecedented access both on the aircraft and in their lounges. So that will be a great plus for me, and I've got to thank Qatar Airways, which, look, it's right up there. I love their Q suite. It is clearly the very best product in the sky for business class. It's almost first class. Not quite. That church has been under construction. Yeah, and I think it's going to be under construction for every person's life. There's always cranes on the Sagrada Familia. And it's, you can't pay cash and go in there. What a scam that is. I just wanted to go in and have a look. I do not want to spend 10 minutes of my life filling out their online form on a phone. So in the end, it wasn't worth me going in. I said, stick it up your bum. Not to them, but that's what I thought. Hello, Cape Town. Favourite track to shoot at was the last one, Tace. And notice how I pronounced your name right, Tace, because a lot of people would get Thigis But I did have a TACE working for me in my company in Messages on hold in Perth going back many years ago. So I'm acutely aware. Right, what else have we got here on your questions? Where are you live streaming from? My apartment here in Barcelona, which is just a good wood and a 5-iron from the Sagrada Familia, which is an unbelievably ornate structure. Greetings from Ireland. You know, my son might go to Ireland shortly. First time visit to an F1 race at Barcelona. What tips do you have? Go to my race by race guides at kimillman.com. Every single race I tell you all about where you should stand to meet drivers and some handy hints. Hello, Milton Brownrigg. Jace. Tonya, you come out here. Milton, thank you very much for your 100 Australian dollars. And that is a green note in our country. I want you to come and say hello to someone. Come and say hello to Milton Brownrigg, who's just gladly,
Hi, Milton.
very graciously paid for our dinner tonight.
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah. And food in this country is exceptionally good value compared with Miami. Milton, have you got any questions? Did I see any text from you there? I'm trying to... It's not easy. Come on. Oh, stay passionate. Yes. I tell you a funny thing the other day. You'll like this, Milton. I was getting off the flight with Swiss here in this... No, what city was it? Nice. Was it Nice? Yeah, it was Nice. And I get on the bus because we're parked out on the apron. And I'm doing a little bit to camera, and people are still streaming onto the bus. Did I visit the Rolex shop? Yes. Yeah, and it's just watches for display. And this person behind me, I didn't realise there were two people standing there. I'm talking away, and I finished my bit, and they both chime in with, "Stay passionate, Kim." And they were lovely people from the US&A, as Borat would say, and we had a chat, and they feature in my last video as my... Oh, in fact, I used their... They were very adamant about people following me, so I used that bit, and then I also used their "Stay Passionate" at the end. Can I get a shout out from Andrew Taggart, who I gather is in the United Kingdom because he's paying in pounds, and they are far more valuable than Australian dollars and US dollars, but not as valuable as the Kuwait currency. Is that a dollar or whatever? Their currency is the most valuable in the world. I think you get about $3 for one Kuwaiti dinar or something or other. I hope I spelt my name with a Y. Did I? M711? Did I put I in there? I hope not. Why am I in Barcelona? Because I have to be somewhere, and I've got this place for 32 days, and I'm already 3 days into it. Although I haven't done much. And I don't need to do much. And you'll see this apartment in my video tomorrow night. At the end of the video where I do my private charter. I got onto Valtteri Bottas's sponsor, IncyJet, and I said, I want to do a video for my birthday about flying private. What can I do? And they said, right, you can do this. So it did cost a lot of money, quite a lot of money, but I'll make some of it back on the video, and it was a great experience. And if you've never flown private, and let's face it, very few of us have, that was my first time, it was unbelievable. And there were so many things that happened that surprised me, and you'll see that in the video. One thing was that we get baggage tags, but it just had the registration number of the aircraft on there. It was such a surreal experience, and the takeoff, and you'll see me on that video. It's like a roller coaster. It shoots you out at crazy speeds. The acceleration was mind-boggling. Yeah, it's a great video, and there were 5 of us on that aircraft. There were 8 seats, and it was like a party, but a very quick party because we're only in the air for 54 minutes or something. If you go and search now, SJ1S on, no, not Flight Radar, it's another one, because it doesn't show you Flight Radar, but there's another one, my wife looked it up at. SJ1S was the flight number on the 26th of May. You'll see our route, and you'll see what time we took off, what time we landed. Next year you can charter a yacht from Monaco. I have stayed on a yacht once, and it's great, but really, to get the value out of that, you don't want to be spending 12 hours on land. No, it wasn't Flight Radar 24 Tampa, because when you do that, it only brings you up the current day's flight. You can't go back and look at that. Yes, 1 Q80 dinar, nearly 5 Aussie dollars. So at Milton's 100 Aussie would only be about 20 Q80 dinar. And in Bahrain, did you know that they separate their, what's theirs? Bahraini dinars, I think there's the dinars too. But they separate their dinars into 1,000 pieces, not 100. So you'll get 394.157 instead of 0.16 cents, or 16 cents instead of 178 100ths. If you could go to any race, what one would you remember? If you could go, Ryan, to any race, what one would it be? Money was not an option. You'd go to Monaco, and you'd party on all the yachts, and you'd watch a bit of the racing, and you'd hear all the horns go off when the winner is crowned. Yeah, I love it. But if you're on a budget, you go to Budapest, where I love it. It's the social scene after the race. It's phenomenal. Ever been to Denmark? Yes, but not the Denmark I think you're referring to. I've been to Denmark in Western Australia, which is south of Perth, and I've not been to Denmark, the country. Should I go? Do you have the Northern Lights up there? Are you from there indeed? Always a joy to watch my videos. Ben, thank you for that. There is a lot of time and energy put into these videos. Well, not so much this one. This is easy. This is just talk for an hour or whatever. It's more so the ones I have to do the research for. I'm doing one on Ollie Behrman, and there is a bit of research involved. How was the buzz in Monaco post Charles win? Well, look, I got back to the media centre just after the podium. Oh, and on the way I photographed Matt Damon. I knew he was there, but I never saw him, and I don't think many people saw him. And I've not seen any other photos, so I'm thinking mine might be, there's probably someone who got him, but in terms of, I contribute to Getty, and I've not seen any other photos on Getty's site of him. I went back pretty much straight after that, and then I did about half an hour of editing and realised, right, we are going to be struggling to make it to our private flight. So I ended up packing up all my stuff and then going through what was a nightmare journey to get back. Who books the flights and hotels? Me. Oh, for the drivers, sorry. The team or the drivers, depends. Sometimes drivers will get an allowance. They'll say, right, we want $300,000 a year for accommodation, whatever it might be. And they will go away, and sometimes they might stay at their own home for a race or a friend's house. Then they might stay at a 6-star hotel for another one. And in which case their managers will book the travels. But sometimes the teams book the travel. I imagine for someone like a Lewis, his people would do that, because then he can stay exactly where he wants. Someone like, I don't know, Yuki Tsunoda might let the team do it. We almost got an F1 race in Copenhagen. Well, what stopped you? The law of Janta killed it. Yeah, there's a lot that can happen that will stop a place getting a race. I wish Perth had one. My gosh, that would be lovely. Who is the most humble or nicest F1 driver? Valtteri's always very polite, funny, dry. No, Valtteri's the first one that comes to mind. But they're all good blokes. There's no rude people. There's no obnoxious ones. Lewis you don't talk to because he's busy and he's got security around him. But he doesn't have to talk to anyone. That's not expected of him. Sergio's pretty relaxed in the paddock, as is Lance Stroll. They tend to just wander around and don't get distracted by too much. Why do F1 drivers don't sleep at their motorhomes? They do. they do. At this track in Barcelona, where I am now, they will have an area where a number of them will put their motorhomes, and they'll have security for the whole lot, and no fans will be welcome. And it's a private area. If you have a motor, when you say the motorhomes, you're not talking about the motorhomes at the track, because they don't have sleeping quarters in them. They have a driver's room, which has typically got a massage table and all their stuff. Have you got scarves from Canada or Europe? Not from Canada, but I'm sure I've got Italian scarves and French scarves. I've got a few Louis Vuittons that I quite love. It's a bit chilly tonight. And for those of you wondering, that is the Sagrada Familia Church behind me. Now, coming up, I'm giving away a watch. Yeah, you could win a watch. Actually, Tonya, I'm going to show you this watch because it could be you that wins this watch. Did Max stay at the motorhome in Imola? Yeah, he went straight back to his motorhome where he's got his sim. That was for the 24-hour. Yeah, that was Imola, wasn't it? It wasn't Monaco. Anyway, he stayed at his home in Monaco. Watch this space, says Roland Sweet. A watch, yes, I'm giving away a very nice watch. A sponsor. Oh, I can't get any attention here. How much do the drivers know about other teams, or do they know the same as us? Oh, they'd know more than you and I, I'm sure. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure they would. My favourite race, I tell people this, I need a scrolling bit along the bottom. It's Monaco. I love going there. Are you allowed to sell photo books or prints? Yeah. That's what, yeah, no problem. Gustav, if you like private jets, try JSX in the US. They have scheduled flights to Miami, Vegas, LA, New York, Dallas. Your seat sometimes cheaper than US first class, and you can earn miles on JetBlue. I like JetBlue. It is, somebody asked earlier on, my favourite airline. I think JetBlue is my favourite. The staff I've had on the 2 or 3 flights that I've gone on have been excellent. Just trying to get someone's attention. American's not bad. I don't use the others terribly much, and I only use American because they're linked with Qantas. Oh, there's a critter there. Look on the wall over there. Can you see him? He's a little... Where is he? He's just there somewhere. He's a little skink or something. We have lots of those. And that's the view over there to that is the W Hotel in beautiful Barcelona. I do love this place. Noticed F1 drivers pepper their responses with a very liberal helping of obviously. Really? I've not noticed that. But then again, I don't listen to a lot of what they say. We just don't have time. Upcoming videos. There's my private flights video tomorrow. And if you've never flown private, you will want to see it. It was a phenomenal experience, and I wish the flight was longer. Although if it's longer, it costs you more. But yeah, you'll be amazed at how it all works. I was. And I think I'm really quite hard to amaze. So yeah, I'm a good litmus test for you. Are you taking a vacation in Spain before? Well, yeah, I've got to stay somewhere, and I decided I'd stay here because it's a nice place. I like the city, the people are great, food's good, accommodation, I've never stayed, well, I've stayed in better houses, but in terms of apartments, penthouse apartments, this one is phenomenal, and you'll see it tomorrow night on my video. Who the hell's EJ? Did I party with EJ? We need more women drivers. Yeah, I did a video about that, but not competitive at the moment. Maybe that'll change. Meet and greet in Austin, yes, and it'll be my biggest one of the year. I reckon there'll be about 150 people there, maybe 200. Australia is the biggest, but yeah. And if you want to get your comment noticed, like Milton Brownrigg has up the top here, and Gustav, who's a repeat commenter, get on to Super Chat. And this is a Carhartt hoodie, and I've lost... Where's that gone? It's up there. Hello, Albert Coe. Yes, Albert is a regular member. Oh, he's a member, and he's a regular chiming in person here. He's been there for 21 months. I missed your comment. Now I've got to go and try and hit this. Good morning from Malaysia, where it's 4 a.m. So it's 6 a.m. in... Oh no, it's 4 a.m. in Perth too. Looking forward to your private jet flight experience. Yes, it's a ripper. Yes, my health is excellent at the moment. I should eat better, but yeah. And let's go back to some of your comments. But thank you, Albert. Albert, being a member, gets a little emoji, and I like that. How did you get into your line of work? Well, I applied through the FIA on the media page of their website going back 7 years ago. Did you ever felt like quitting, I think you mean? Yeah, it's a couple of times. If I have, look, you'll get shit days, and you'll get a few of them. I've nearly got this pushed through here. But if I had 4 in a row, I know I would be very keen to throw it in. But I've not had 4 in a row. Normally, you might get a couple of bad days in a row, but then something good will happen. Almost every race, something amazing happens. And that might be a new connection, a new client. It might be a new opportunity, some great photos. Yeah. Who's sending the hearts? Where do you see the hearts? So, by the way, I've got a light on here, and if I didn't have this light, look at that. Yeah, I'd be way too dull. Some would say I'm dull now. Would you ever try Rally Dakar? Probably not. Hello, Devon. Thank you for becoming a backer. Devon Phelan, that would be how you pronounce it in Germany, because I did 5 years of German. Going back to the last race, Monaco, somebody asked, what did I do for the rest of the race after the crash? Well, I continued up to Casino Square, did a few shots there, and then I walked back and took an elevator, because you can take an elevator down to a different level, and that spat me out into the tunnel. Then I went to the far end of the tunnel, and I wanted to take this photo where you expose for a car coming into the tunnel, which is in shade, so you have to bump all your settings up, and what that does is blow the background out to white, but I could not get that to work. And during a race, you just don't have that long, so I might have given it 3 or 4 minutes and just gave up. Then I went and shot the cars coming into the tunnel from behind. Probably needed a 600mm lens, only had a 5. Ich kann Deutsch sprechen, aber es ist nichts fantastisch. Member for 3 months, says Federico. Thank you very much. Most dangerous track to take photos. Well, they're all dangerous if you're in the wrong spot. Certainly Monaco has no fencing, which is great photographically, but yeah, there's a danger, but there's a danger everywhere we stand. Continuing about where I shot, I then came back down, at the exit of the tunnel. I shot the cars coming out, which is my favourite shot to take because they're so clean. Then I walked all the way around the harbour back to queue up for Parc Ferme. Then I ended up getting a bit lost. I got a reasonably lousy position for Parc Ferme, but there was a lot of photographers. It was crazy. And unfortunately, we can't get down onto the track. I thought I could. No, I've never entered any competitions, James. I'm too lazy with that sort of thing. Perhaps I should do more, but nah. I have not entered and I have not won. Talking live from... Did the thumbnail not have that in there, Luke? Did the thumbnail not say Barcelona? No, never got hit on the track. Well, that's not true. Sometimes we'll stand in spots and you get... Oh, I'll tell you the one spot that comes to mind. It's the exit of the second last corner, the hairpin at Miami, where they come quite close to the wall, and oftentimes we'll get flicked with little stones and that stings on your hands when you've got your hands holding your camera. What is the best day to have had in F1? Well, I always go back to Baku when Max crashed near the end of the race, and then Lewis overshot that first turn on the restart. Gosh, that was an amazing day. But there are so many others, but that's the one that comes to mind first. Well, Luke, you've got to pay more attention. Come on, get with the program. Your experience with Vettel, I got word that he was coming recently to that track, and I did deal with Britta. I've had a chat with him on a few occasions, not friends or anything, but certainly known to each other. And he's a fine man. Albert Coe, yes, your thumbnail has big word Barcelona. That's the clue, isn't it? That's the clue. What is Monaco like? It's fantastic. I love the race, except I stay in an apartment, and you can only rent an Airbnb outside Monaco. So we have to rent in Beausoleil, which is France. It wasn't wrapped with a service either in Monaco at a couple of restaurants. And the journey down from Beausoleil to Monaco is fantastic. It's 300 steps, and it's so easy to come down. But going up, it's like a full-on workout. And you can't take those motorbikes, which are brilliant. You just pick them up at one station, drop them back at another in Monaco. You can't take them outside Monaco, as far as I can work out. So we had to walk up on a number of occasions. And the taxis, everything just bumps up crazy come Grand Prix weekend. Restaurant menus are swapped for the special Monaco Grand Prix menu. Nothing special about it. It's special for them because they jack up the prices by 50%, maybe more. Beautiful apartment. Next year I've got one, I've already booked it, and it's a little bit closer to the border, which means there aren't 300 steps, might only be 100. But I did have a view, and I could see all those boats out to sea. It was phenomenal. I didn't understand your 1 of 50. Okay, so Fernando Alonso signed 100 prints in Imola, and he writes it on each print. He signs his name, he wrote 1/50, or it was 100, sorry, 1/100, 2/100. And every print is photographed so that you know when you get your digital image of him signing that that's legitimate. And you can use that when you go and sell that as proof of authenticity. So he's done 1 to 100 of 100 prints. And then when he walked down and signed that person's hat, he's looked at me and gone, 1 of 50, Kim? Yeah, he's a very funny man. And on another, of course, a couple of you asked after these, right? So these are the bucket hats that I had sent out as demos. Now, Australians will know that there's no map of Tasmania on there. And luckily somebody pointed that out before I went and got the big order done. They were samples. And this is the proper hat. So now you can see that there is a Tasmania there. And I've also changed one of the aircraft to a car because I never had a Formula One car. So that's the grey ones. And by the way, these are all sold out. That's the blue one, the old one without Tasmania. And this is the one with Tasmania. And they're really beautiful hats. And it took me a long time. I reckon I've looked for about 8 months to find a provider that could give me the quality of hat that I want. And the trick is, for me, that if you've got the same size head as me, you're going to love these hats because they're perfect. Because there's only one size. And they have to be firm. Not tight, but they have to be firm. Because if that blows off my head in a wind on track and ends up on the track, yeah, I'm going to have to go and speak to someone at the FIA. So, yeah. I'm very happy that I found this manufacturer in Asia, and they were pretty good to deal with, and we sold out in, I think, 2 weeks. Have I ever driven an F1 car? No, I don't think I would ever be allowed to. Which F1 driver is the best photographer? Orlando, Daniel, and Valtteri photograph. I don't know about the others, and I have not really seen many of those photos. Daniel took a picture of me, and Lando took a picture of me. And I think I got Lando's. I caught you on Sky Sports when Max went to his team after winning Imola. Yes, I was there. I was right amongst it. In fact, I was standing next to Horner, listening to his conversation. Very interesting. Do I have a favourite aircraft? Well, I love the Citation XLS that I flew on the other night. Private, but the A380. I love it. Don't much love the Dreamliner. Let's do a cooking show together with your lobster, says Gordon Ramsay, not the real Gordon Ramsay, who is an ardent follower of Formula One. Tasmania is there, but where is Kangaroo Island? Kangaroo Island is a small island just off Adelaide, and they have a lot of roos over there. They have a very nasty fire going back a little while ago. Hello, India. You have lots of insights. Thank you for your praise, India. I went there, oh gosh, it was a long time ago now. Stayed at the Oberoi in Mumbai. Loved it. Very, very. Volume is super low. Anyone else got super low volume? First comment I've seen. I think I'm probably fine, but you'll tell me if I'm not. I say this on behalf of everyone. everyone would love if you opened an airline review channel. Well, I do my airline reviews, but I don't think I've got... Well, we have thought about splitting it. It hasn't happened. So at the moment, F1 people get... Thank you for your volume is good. F1 people get travel and travel people get F1. But what I want to do, will I do it? I don't know, is get Spanish translations and have it in Spanish, voiced over. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. I know Paul Ripker. In fact, I was talking about him today, Mogul Kaiser, that when it must have been the second year I think I was in F1, I used to be, I'd speak to him quite a bit, and I was amazed he had 500,000 followers. I thought, how the hell do you get 500,000 followers on Insta? And now I am, 35,000 away, and I'm doing about 7,000. Yeah, I'm six weeks away from being at 500,000. Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't give you a plaque for 500,000. They give you one for 1 million, and then another one for 10 million. But will I get to 1 million? We'll find out soon enough. But certainly my reels are going off big time. Paul is quite famous here in Germany, yes, and he has merchandise, clothing. Yes, I've petted Leo and photographed him. Will I go directly to Canada? Yes, I will not pass go. I will not collect $200. Now, somebody says here, I do know Dean Herridge, Subaru driver. I've raced against him in various rallies, and he owns, correct me if I'm wrong, he owns a go-kart place north of Perth, and I did a video with my son there. Yeah. Do you ever want to get some MotoGP shots? Look, if I had a weekend off and it was, like if there was MotoGP this weekend and I could get accredited here in Barca, I'd go. Yeah, but I don't yearn for it. Hello from Malta. That's where IncyJets is headquartered. I learnt that today. IncyJets is the company that I dealt with for my private flight that you will see tomorrow when you watch it on my YouTube channel. And I'm glad I delayed it a day. I was going to put it up tonight, but I delayed it a day, and it's going to be a better video for that delay because I've had a few more ideas and bits and pieces I had to put in. How was your flight? Any tips to take good F1 photos? Yeah, go and look at my YouTube videos about photography. There are a number of them. Hello from Latvia. I've never been to Latvia. I'm not sure I will go there anytime soon. There's two of them. His daughter was in your video. She works there. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you. I like cruise ships. Cruise ships? I hate cruise ships. I'll tell you this, when I was, and thank you, Milton, your little icon still up here on my screen grabbing my attention. 23, 24 years of age, I was working on radio in Darwin. On breakfast, I was a big fish in a small pond, and I decided I'd go and do DJing on a cruise ship. So I contacted the Fairstar, and they said, yeah, we'll pay for your flights, and you can have 2 cruises, and you just DJ. I thought, this is going to be the holiday of my life, DJing on a cruise ship. What a nightmare. Second day, might have been the first night, no, second night, big seas, and I'm vomiting, just non-stop vomiting. So in the end, I had the injection, got put to sleep for 15 hours, and then when I woke up, I was still feeling queasy. So I thought, right, when we get to Vanuatu, I'm doing a runner. I'm just going to go. I'm not going to tell them, take all my records and go. Well, they got wind of it and convinced me to stay on to the end of that one cruise. And yeah, never again will I do a cruise. What colour of bucket hat would you wear at the race? I wear them both. Just depends. Well, I am Tyler's dad and Jace's dad, Pratik. So unlikely that I'll be your dad, but I'm delighted that you think it might be a nice idea. Jace is doing 14 races this year, Darren, and for those interested, he is Jayce, which is not short for Jason. That is his birth name, Jace. When do you head off to Montreal? Next week. Do you take special safety training? Nope. Nothing. Media vest merch. What are you thinking there? Perhaps I do a customised media vest. No, but I do. I bring all my media vests back, and I give them out. And I give them to, well, mostly I give them to people who buy stuff. So Milton's got one. He's a good supporter of mine, and Terry Robertson has one. He's also a good supporter. And occasionally somebody will buy an old print, and they'll just get, with their print, a tabard. And yeah, it's a nice surprise. They can wear it to a fancy dress party if they want. But I did actually give one away to a youngster on the way out of the track the other day. He was waiting in a wheelchair with his dad. I gather it was his dad. And yeah, it was a pretty amazing scene because this young fella was not doing that well. And I thought, I said to his dad, is he a F1 fan? Just to confirm he was. Oh yeah, he's mad F1 fan. All right. So he got one of my tabards. I don't know, maybe he'll wear it. Might put it up on his wall, but yeah, it's a nice souvenir from a race, and every race is detailed on there. Monaco Grand Prix 2024. Do you enjoy having an editor? Oh, video editor. I couldn't do 6 videos a week without a video editor. It would kill me. Ricardo's not a good friend. We know each other, but it's not like we go and have dinner together. I'm good friends with his family, with his mum and dad. They are beautiful people. We had dinner in Monaco at a restaurant that had nice food. We went there 2 nights in a row, and of course the second night was Friday, and so they introduced their special F1 menu at 50% hiked up prices, and their service was it wasn't rude. It was just cold, disappointing. I'll be back in Austin, and I've got a pretty good deal on a hotel this year. I have been ripped off deluxe. I think people in Austin in general get ripped off deluxe. The price for hotels there is crazy. If you don't get a safety training, how do you know where you're allowed to be? That's very simple. You get told you can't, in pit lane, you can't go past that line, and on track, these are the red zones you can't go to. Look, there's some basic stuff, but it's not a course or anything. It's money, more common sense. Hello from Marbella. Is that how you say that? Our son lives in Barca. He's a photographer and speaks Spanish. Well, there's a card on the table here for a Spanish tutor. Do I want to learn Spanish? Oh, it's nice. It'd be nice to know a little bit more than I know, but nah. I can't be bothered learning stuff. No, astrophotography. You know, look, when I say no, I've tried a little bit of moon stuff and stuff in the Milky Way from the sand dunes in Lancelin, but I don't love it. In fact, once I don't even want to go out and shoot anything here photographically in Barcelona. But you know, my camera gear's all here. I just think I've taken 20,000 photos in the previous race weekend. I don't want to do any more. Did you see what Lance said recently? Yeah, is that about, Pratik, is that about the, it stops people getting in who have no skill and just money? I think that's a very valid comment, and Lance has skill, don't worry about that. He's not the worst driver on the grid. No, I think he's, if that's what you're alluding to, I think he's absolutely right in that, and he is a talented driver. You have to be at this level. Yes, you can everyone's going to make some mistakes. Max, obviously, fewer than the rest. Have you seen the new R1? Are you not, Joey, you're not following me on Instagram? Go and have a look at my post on the weekend on Instagram about it. You'll find out a little bit there. But yes, as soon as they're released, and I believe that'll be towards, well, I actually thought it'll be after the Olympics, reasonably quickly after the Olympics, but I'm told it might be a little bit further on in the year. But yeah, I'm getting 2 of those and an R5 to replace my video camera that has probably, it's just got a lot of bare metal showing on it. And also, every now and then, and I don't know what this is, because I have this problem with my other camera where certain files would record the vision but no audio. So I went and changed the microphone, still had the problem, so I changed the camera and I still got the problem, so I don't know what's wrong with that. When you critique other people's motorsport photos, what is the most common criticism that you provide? I don't critique too many. Well, a lot of pictures I see are overexposed, and I learnt that very quickly. Probably the second race I was at, I was told, no, it's too bright. Okay, right, I sorted that out. And the other thing is shit in the background. Toilet blocks, cranes, cars. Can't have it. Can't have it. So, yeah, stuff that I've learnt, I'm happy to tell other people about if they're interested in listening, but those are the things that I am acutely aware of. I'm from India, says Prateek, and a lot of Indian drivers, F2 and 3, they are not getting sponsors, so they're losing seats. Yeah, money's important. It's just no avoiding it. And people say, oh, it's not fair, he's a good driver, but he doesn't get a seat. Well, when has life ever been fair? Nothing's fair in life. And this is an entertainment sport. This sport is entertainment. Oh, Paddo. Yeah, I sent him a note the other day and he said he was still gutted. That was a day and a half afterwards. Just such a beautiful guy. And I see today that Felix Rosenquist, he was the fellow that won, wasn't he? He said that it was rough on Paddo and he deserved to win. But only one person can win. What did you lose in Monaco? Did I lose anything? I did lose something in the last few days. I had to go and buy it again. I can't remember. Can you repeat the flight number and the airline? Yes, SJ1S. SJ1S. Yeah, you won't find it on Flight Tracker. You will find that flight. Well, actually, yesterday I looked and found Nice to Manchester. So that was where it went after me. And then I'm sure that plane has gone somewhere else today. What is the best hotel to stay at for the Qatar GP? I love the Mondrian, very cool hotel. I stayed at the Media Hotel last year, which was cheap, huge room, really nice, no atmosphere, appalling atmosphere. And this year I'm going to the Ritz-Carlton because it was a very good price for a ultra luxury property. And a number of drivers stay there and there's plenty of team people, so it'll be a good social scene afterwards. Although we don't finish until 1 or so in the morning. Le Mans, Gustav, WEC. Le Mans might be interesting, but I don't know, it has to be on the right weekend. And thoughts on Haas closing its NASCAR team, maybe more serious towards F1 now. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm bullish on Oliver Bearman getting a drive next year and being good. Let's see what happens there. The flight is on Flight Radar 24, is it? From the 26th of May, Lars. Well, there you go. Do you prefer slow shutter speed or quick? Well, quick's easier. And you know what? Slow shutter speed pictures where the background's blurry, the car's sharp, they don't sell. They don't sell on Getty because nobody wants them. I don't know why. They're harder to shoot. But then, if you go and have a look at Lars Barron, Lars Barron, Baron, have a look at his picture from Imola. That is a slow shutter speed stop. Not super slow, but it's shot with the flags of the Senna Memorial in the foreground and the car zooming in right to left behind. Stunning photo. Continuing on, what do you think is your biggest improvement since you started? Videos, getting them better. Probably panning. My panning shots are better, and I might have been 1 in 100 when I first started, and now I might be 1 in 50 at a tenth of a second, perhaps. Who knows? But my challenge is knowing where to go. I've got to, I can take any photo if I know what the photo is going to look like. My photos coming out of the tunnel are great because I know how to set the camera up and where to be exactly. But yeah, it's just to work out what the shot is. That's my biggest. So yeah, I want to show you that watch, but I can't get anyone in there. What time is it? Have they all gone to bed? I might have gone to bed. Panzera is the brand. What's this one here? What software do you edit your photos on? Lightroom, and I select photos to import to Lightroom using Photo Mechanic. And Lightroom should bloody sponsor me. I'm a very big advocate for their product. Have I ever thought of hiring an assistant? Well, you've got to get them accredited. You can't have an assistant in there just carrying your bags around, you wouldn't get them accredited. My son's working 14 races, so he's shooting for me, and he's also editing stuff for Getty, and yeah, he's doing well. Was your shooting stuff on the old E6 1 hour? I don't know what that means. Do I like astronomy? We'll discuss that. I don't like photographing it. It's too dark. How expensive is Media Pass? There's no cost. It's free. How many more races can they realistically add? They can't add any more than 24. It's not right. Never been to Finland. Would love to go to Finland for the Aurora Borealis. How do you find your workflow? Getting the photo from camera to website. Could we have an updated video? It's the same. It's just press a button on the back of the camera, automatically goes through a Google Pixel phone in my pocket to a Dropbox, take it out of the Dropbox, save it, edit it, put a watermark on it and post it. It's pretty much, the speed of that is determined by the internet, and also whether I can give it full consideration in typing a caption, or whether or not, so I've got to stop and take a photo of another driver. And I'm going to Barca, says Dylan. It will be my first time. Dylan, everybody, if they've been to Barcelona, has had a first time in Barcelona. And you're right there, ready for that to happen. It's a nice city. It's a nice city. The track's about a 30-minute drive from here on a freeway. Well, from where I'm standing anyway. Yes, I do know what percentage of my viewers. 15%. E6 was the developing process. No, I've never done photography with film, F1 photography anyway. I'm in Barcelona. That's the Sagrada Familia behind me. Can anyone get a media pass? Well, you have to have a look at the FIA website, the media accreditation page. That'll tell you who gets it. And yes, I pay for my flights. No one's given them away. And if you know of anyone giving them away, let me know. Why are you posting the pictures on ProStar and not Getty? Well, I don't put car pics up on ProStar. I only put up people photos. They have more than enough car photographers. Hello, UK. Who has been your best F1 driver to photograph? Oh, Daniel's always giving, as is Lando. Hulk, great. Valtteri. No, the better you know them, the better your photos of them are. Yes, I've tried JetBlue. Not to Europe, though. I do know they fly a narrow body plane here with a business class cabin. No, I haven't tried that. Not to say it wouldn't happen, but it hasn't. Yes, Andrew, my messages on hold company still ticks along nicely under my control. Not that I do a great deal about it. There's regular work involved, but it's not anything like what I put into Formula One. The time in Barcelona, I don't know, because I haven't got a watch on, and my clock on my phone's not visible. Will I be at Silverstone? Yes, I'll be at Silverstone for all 4 days. If you could choose one airline to fly, Qatar, not Qantas. Used to be a big rap for Qantas, but it's a very disappointing airline now. Scotland, Aberdeen. Am an inspiring photographer. Wonderful seeing your photos and behind the scenes. Thank you very much. Any advice for someone wanting to get into photography? Yeah, take a lot of photos. Don't do any... Oh yeah, do a course if you want, but you're better off taking 20,000 photos a weekend as opposed to watching a video. But perhaps if you do both, you'll be better. 10:38 p.m. in Barcelona. And with that said, I'm now going to go to bed because I think everyone else has gone to bed here. So in the interim, I'll leave you to get up to whatever you were doing before, and I will say, stay passionate. Oh, hang on, Dylan, what have you said here? Hang on. Would we be allowed on track at any point as general admission? Whereabouts? At Barca? On track? I don't know whether they allow a track invasion at the end. Maybe they do. We'll find out.